Hi, students. Today, I went over your daily assignments, and right now I am looking at, this is the fluency first thing. This is not due today, so I'm going to skip that. Let's go down to weekly temperature graph. So I looked at the temperature for today, the high and the low, and it's going to be, the high is going to be 86. So you see down here at the bottom, Monday high, it's going to be 86. The low is going to be 62, if I'm remembering correctly. So if it's 86 and 62, I'm going to go to my graph. This line right here would be 80. This one up here would be 82. I'm going to get my pen and go up to 80, 82, 84, 86. So this is an even number, so it's going to be right there on the line, the best that I can. So if you want to just draw a line where I can see and not color it all the way down, that's fine. But write the number above so I can see clearly what you were thinking. I'm sure yours is better than mine because the tool I'm using isn't great. Anyway, there's 86. If you want to color it in, you can color in the graph like this with your marker, color pen, color crayons that I sent with you. At the very beginning, I may have even sent color pencils. I don't remember. Oops, gotta erase that. Don't want to go that far over. Okay. Then the low is going to be 62. So this is 60. 62 is going to be right here. And then all the way down. And then above it, you can write exactly what it is. 62 degrees with the little dot for degrees. And that's all you do for the temperature graph. Okay, let's go down to gray wolf. I'm going to read this aloud to you, and then I'm going to read aloud the questions. Then I will come back in just a bit and go over the answers with you. And then I will take a picture of the answers and send it to you. The gray wolf is an endangered species found in the United States. Today, these wolves are found in Alaska, near the Great Lakes, and in parts of the Rocky Mountains. So Alaska is not near the Great Lakes, very different parts of the United States. So there's 3 places it's telling you. Alaska is one, near the Great Lakes is another place, and in parts of the Rocky Mountains. So as we read, it's going to talk about Yellowstone National Park. That is, part of that is in the Rocky Mountains. So when it refers to those gray wolves being introduced back there, that's the connection. So those are the 3 places they're found. It is estimated that there are only about 17,000 gray wolves left in the wild. Most of these wolves were killed off in the 1930s. In 1995, these wolves were put back in Yellowstone National Park, so this is a great place to go if you want to see a gray wolf. Wolves live in groups called packs. In the pack, the strongest male is the leader, and the other wolves obey him. Packs usually have about 8 wolves. A pack is a close family that works together to hunt and protect their territory from other packs. Wolves have a complex way to communicate. Complex means kind of like unique, or it could be difficult. It depends on how it's being used. In this sentence, wolves have a complex way to communicate. So communicate is a way that they speak to one another. You have a question about that. Complex means that it's very specific. They have a very unique way to communicate in very different ways. So everything you're going to want to know about their communication is going to be found in this paragraph. So let's see how they communicate. Every wolf has a unique howl. That means it's special to that one wolf. Just like we have unique voices and we have unique fingerprints, wolves have unique howls. This is like a human fingerprint. No two are the same. Wolves can make many sounds. They can bark, growl, and howl. Scientists believe that there are different sounds. Let me do that again. Scientists believe that the different sounds mean different things. Because of their unique sounds, there is a myth that wolves howl at the moon, and they do howl more when it is lighter at night. Oh, I skipped a line. Hang on. Got to go back. Because of their unique sounds, there is a myth that wolves howl at the moon. This myth is not true. But wolves do howl more at dusk and dawn, and they do howl more when it is lighter at night. So it may seem like they are howling at the moon. So when the moon is full, there's more light in the sky because there's more. We talked about this before. There's more, when it's a full moon, there's more sunlight bouncing off of the moon. So you can see all of it. It's in a certain place in the sky. So because of that, there's more light outside when it's a full moon. So because it's lighter out, they may be out hunting. I don't know. Scientists probably measure some of that, and I would imagine they're just more active at night when it's a full moon. And so it may seem as if they're howling at the moon. But we do know that they howl more when it's lighter at night. So it may seem like they're howling at the moon. Gray wolves hunt and eat mostly deer, elk, and other animals with hooves. Adult wolves can eat up to 20 pounds of meat in one meal. They can survive for about 10 years in the wild. Once a year, wolves give birth to babies called pups. The pups are born blind, and the pack must care for the pups. Usually, a female gray wolf will have between 1 and 6 pups at. Oh, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Sorry, guys. That's why I'm keeping these videos even when I mess up, so you feel like you're in class. Wolves will have between 4 and 6 pups at once. The pups stay with the pack until they are 3 years old. When the pups turn 3, they can decide to stay with the pack or head out on their own. Never, never approach a wolf. Wolves are dangerous to humans and other animals. They're wild animals. Gray wolves will fight to protect their pack, their pups, or their homes. So they're just dangerous because they're protecting their family. So I just wanted to remind you, I like this story. And up here where it talks about gray wolves being introduced back into the wild and near the Rocky Mountains and Yellowstone National Park, we talked about this when we watched the Bill Nye science video. And it talked about, at the very end, it talked about, well, it talked a lot about zoos, and it talked about how animals interact with their environment in ways that people don't even understand for sure. And at the end of that video, Bill Nye made a point to talk about the gray wolf and how it changed the landscape of that park. So if you remember, I hope you remember, he talked about how when the wolves were not, when they were taken out of the park, so there were no gray wolves left. What the scientists noticed is that a lot of the trees were dying off. So, and they observed the elk population, the deer population, those populations grew a lot. So, what do deer eat? What do elk eat? They eat the baby shoots of leaves or smaller leaves. That's what they eat. So, when the gray wolves were put back into their environment, they hunted. They hunted the elk and they hunted the deer. They hunted things with with hooves. Sorry, those things with hooves eat a lot of the baby shoots, the trees. So now that the wolves are back in the environment, there are more trees growing. And it was so the wolves didn't directly have something to do with the trees, but indirectly they had a huge impact on whether the trees were growing or being eaten by other animals in the park. So I thought that was interesting. I thought I would remind you of that since we did learn about this and talk about it during our learning about animal adaptations and different animals. Okay, so then here are your questions. Read them carefully. All of these questions can be found in the text. So I'll be back in a bit and I'll help you go over answers.